Yo, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. We've got a 4 decent counters to Uncollected Mr. Sinister. And I've tried a couple champions. Some worked, some didn't. Some were too dependent on RNG, Archangel. But if you get lucky, it'd be good. Anyways, this first one is a Sentinel. Now, because of the defensive node, you can actually get your analysis up pretty fast without even using the Nightcrawler trick. But yeah, as you guys can see, mine is unduped at rank 4. So if you have a duped one, you'll have a much easier time than I had. But yeah, at the start of the fight, you're going to want to build up your analysis. Get him to use his SP1. Anyways, the way Mr. Sinister works is that on critical hits, he regens 70% of the damage you dealt to him, and it increases as the fight goes on depending on your combo meter. So obviously he is going to most likely be a defender more than anything. But Sentinel, luckily on his SP1, he does have a heal block. But what I did as well is, if he was below a bar, I would use the shock. And if I was just barely below a bar of power, I would try to get the SP1 off. Just to have that heal block there, because you're gonna lose a lot of power in this fight. So yeah. Alright, so it's gonna be a very slow fight just because of the defensive node, where he doesn't want to come into you, or he doesn't want to throw a special sometimes. So it is a little bit annoying, but eventually you do get him down. So yeah, Sentinel was one of the options that I used. I'm sure you can even run the Captain Infinity synergy, where you pair him up with Vision, and he will power drain him every time he uses SP1. So that will help out a ton, I'm sure. Plus, I mean, if you have an OG Vision or AOU Vision, I'm sure they would work exceptionally. Alright, so yeah, this is kind of a slow fight with Sentinel, but there's not much you can do about it except just wait it out. And if you do have a bar of power, because of Burden and Mites, you're going to want to throw your special first thing. Don't even use a medium attack, because you'll lose your power. As you can see there, the end of the fight is a little slower than the start, just because I wasn't playing it completely right. But I just need him to throw an SP1, and then I can either heavy or 5-hit combo or something. Alright, so yeah, if you're bringing Sentinel, if you have a duped one, fight won't be too bad, but mine wasn't duped, so yeah, a little slow. Alright, so in the end it took 83 hits. Next up, and a much better choice, you guys know I can't forget about my boy Void. So this fight it should be pretty easy, pretty straightforward. You gotta remember that his heavy actually is only 1 hit. It's just, I guess it is a little off-putting, because it feels like it's gonna be more than 1 hit, but it really isn't. But because of the defensive node on this, getting your debuffs up, and he'll basically just degen to death. And you don't really have to do too much work. As you guys can see, I have a Petrify on. I do run Max Despair. And I am running full Suicides right now, but it doesn't really change the fight. It does kill him faster, but I mean, he does have the defensive node, so it's just a question of time and not really skill, I would say. Just basically have him just kind of block there. And I did accidentally push him to an SP2. I thought it was going to be just below an SP2 so that he can throw in the SP1. And right here I'm just pretty much waiting out the clock. And he does throw his SP2. Now I get in kind of a sticky situation where none of my debuffs are going to stick because I have the concussion on me, but then I finally get it, and yeah, good times. So basically kind of waited out here, and I think, yeah, just waited out, and he's down. And so once you're done, you can get a connection error. It's kind of weird with the update. Some things improved, but after like every fight, I get connection error. Next choice, I actually did use Blade. Now with Blade, you're gonna have to be very careful not to parry too much, or be very conscious of when you parry, because the SP1 does transfer over debuffs. Now you'll be able to get in a good amount of damage in. On the non-critical hits, you'll be doing pretty decent damage. Obviously your critical hits will heal him, but what I did was you run the SP2, and because they are short bleeds, they'll run out, and you don't have to wait too much time until you can push them to the SP1. So as you can see there, it's actually not too bad of a fight. And I believe I get him down low enough to throw an SP3. And with the SP3, you got that chance to stun. But yeah, just the Uncollected boss with defensive, it just makes it such a slow and long fight. I don't think they should be using this, just because when I do the Alliance event quest, I just want to be in there and get out. But yeah, so like this video should be a lot shorter, but it's just a defensive node, man. It's really a bummer. Alright, so I throw in my SP3. He's at about 30%. So the SP3 alone will do a decent amount of damage. And on top you'll get the 3 bleeds. He's just under a bar, and I can just smack him, and he goes down. So yeah, Blade actually made it pretty easy. And then my last choice, I tried Archangel, but sometimes you didn't get the RNG, and then you would melt because he would transfer the debuffs over. But my last choice was, not last choice, but I mean the last champion I used, that I think probably one of the best is Quake. Now I do have a 565, and I am running full suicide, so this is going to be a relatively quick fight, but regardless, the concept still applies. You just gotta heavy and parry. Now if you're running a 455 and without suicides, or maybe even you're running a 4-star, you just gotta be kind of patient, make sure your timing is good, and yeah, he does go down pretty easily, just because you don't really have to worry about his regen. As you can see, he's already below 60%, and my aftershocks are doing so much damage. But yeah, those are the 4 choices I had, or that I used, that worked phenomenally. So again, there's Sentinel, Void, Blade, and Quake. Anyways, let me know who you guys used. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.